But the girls, how you doing? Let's do another pick a card, and today is going to be what are they hiding? Oh, so let's go. What was that? Oh, no idea. Okay, let's do two parts. Let's not fluff around. Let's develop as well because I think it's quite nice to develop. Yes, we do. There you go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Part number 1, what are they hiding? Six of Cups, the Tower, holy schmoly. Two of Wands, well, well, well. It's a past love, it's a romantic love. It's somebody that you cannot completely shake off your mind or your heart, I should say. So it is very possible that they also hiding their feelings for you. It seems to me that maybe at the beginning it couldn't really work the first time around, and now it seems that maybe after that shaking up a little bit, now we can rebuild the relationship in a better way, in a better foundation. So what they're hiding is they haven't forgotten you. They know as well that maybe the first time around some things could not work. They're aware of it, and now they may be more inclined to start again, and this time properly. You may have been one of the two. So maybe there was a situation, a bit of a third party. It could have been as well that you were in an empress position, or you became the empress position, male, female, doesn't matter. It means that you are the beautiful harbor and you wait for the boat to come home. It's not your place to do anything else, you know. You went through enough and maybe a lot of shaking up, so you do not need to prove anything anymore to anyone. And that's a nice place to be because you know where you put into that balance, and now you kind of like, you know what, I know where I stand now. So you either come to me with a proper foundation or you don't even bother, don't even think about it. But the thing is, there is a nostalgia of each other. There is a feelings that you cannot get anywhere else with anybody else. You do not forget somebody very precious to you, and they cannot forget you neither. So let's have more information, of course. So yes, how could you forget? If as a 1111, you bet. Is that twin flame connection, as we call it? I don't like too much the the label on it, because it put a lot of pressure on people and they think, oh my god, is it twin flame, oh my god. No, it's just something very special and it's quite unique. And quite often you meet, you don't understand the intensity of this connection, but you do not forget each other. Absolutely no way. So it's a bit of a journey. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's a little bit, interesting, challenging to say the least, but you become a best version of yourself through this adventure, if I may say. So that's quite fantastic in itself. Third party, did I say that? Think so. I'm in good form today. Yes, it could have been a third party situation. So yes, someone had to make a decision. They thought maybe they were married with the love of their life, and they realized, well, maybe not. Actually, maybe there was a karmic relationship, and now I actually meet the love of my life. So there is a bit of a shaking up to need to be happening, obviously. Or it could have been some harsh words. Maybe some people got really harsh to each other and it hurts, but in the meantime, you can't completely forget this relationship. So, yeah, someone was definitely with a karmic, with a codependency, and there was a karmic debt to pay off. There was an attachment that was toxic, that was negative, and they had to wake up to that. They have to be aware this is someone narcissist and I'm a little puppet of that person, and they cannot work anymore. And so they have to detach, right there, detach from this connection. Absolutely. And embrace the love, the true love. You have really a contrast here. One is a darkness, one is a light. You can't really compare the two. It's such a contrast. It's unbelievable. So of course that had an effect on that person. Big wake-up call. You think so? Indeed. So what they're hiding is a love they sustain about you. They cannot forget you. Absolutely. So let's have a major arcana, because I think it's quite direct here. So what are they hiding? Part number 1. Let's have a look. The devil, twice. So for me, they may have thought at first that you were a temptation for them. You were a sexual kind of a attraction and something like, oh my God, I have to just forget about this person. But it's so much more than this. Yes, there was a sexual attraction for sure, but it's a chemistry. and that chemistry you cannot find anywhere else. But what they were supposed to understand, that they were attached to a karmic. You were not the baddie in a story. You were actually revealing to them that they probably married the baddie. And again, you know, it's not to judge someone being the good person, someone else being the bad person, but you know what I'm saying here, right? Fine. So, hopefully. Pile number 2, what they're hiding. Judgment, the Hermit, 10 of Wands. Well, what they're hiding is they're hiding themselves at the moment, because they are the hermit. So they in the cave. Male, female doesn't matter. We can both have a cave and a moment where we need to regroup, we need to be at peace, and we need as well a bit of calm, because it maybe be a quiet moment before the storm. And quite often we go to the cave to recover, but also to think what is the next step. And that could be interesting indeed. So what they're hiding is that they use that time to purge themselves. They do go back to the core of who they are. They need to wake up to themselves, because your connection is meant to be. When you have the kind of backup of the universe, angels, God, whatever you want to call it, you know your situation, your relationship is gonna actually improve. But you have to go through a bit of a cleansing as well, I would say, to really go back to the, you know, to the kind of the core of who you are, and let go of certain things. So what they're hiding is that there's a process. They're going through a cleansing at the moment, and maybe they're dropping somebody, they're dropping a situation, they're dropping responsibility they were accumulating, and they don't need to. Now they're going back to the Ace of Wands, to their core, because now they realize, I've been taking on a lot of responsibilities I don't need to, and now I can just remove all of this, a heavy weight I've been carrying for years and years and years and years, and go back to the Ace of Wands after the 10 of Wands, of course. And that is, what do I want for myself? What about putting the oxygen mask on myself first before I take responsibility for the rest of the world? It's me first. And it's not being selfish, it's about self-love. And 2022 has been a lot about number 6, and that is self-love, and it's love. You cannot love somebody if you don't have, you know, self-love to start with. You know, you have to respect yourself first. So let's have major arcana. Let's develop, what am I saying? Ace of Swords, yeah. Because after that 10 of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, but probably you had also a 10 of Swords, and now you have that Ace of Swords. So you're really finishing, or that person is finishing a cycle. They cannot hide anymore from the truth. And what they're hiding is exactly that process of elimination. What do I want? Who do I want to be with? What do I believe? Who am I? All those big questions. But sometimes you really have to do this. Yeah, they probably as well, there was an idea of a ménage à trois. They could have been as well realizing that you are the soulmates. It's a lot of wake-up call here, realization. Because when you go back to who you are fully, then you know. Yeah, it has been a long process, because maybe as well this person has been hurt in a previous relationship, or maybe by some form of trauma, and therefore, you know, before they go back to near the fire, they might be a bit wary at first. That's okay, but at least you know that they're bringing that golden coin. So they're not taking their time for the sake of it. They're taking their time because when they move seriously. They take their time, but you know, they're going to the destination for sure. They take a moment, but as I always say, I call it the turtle, but the turtle wins the race at the end, okay? So it doesn't really matter how long it takes, as long as every step they're taking is well thought, and that is really important. What else? Yeah, there is definitely a change, a transformation here, because I cannot stay in the middle of the road here. I cannot stay in my own security, my little safety. I have to also maybe think of the other option, because being a little bit too tranquil, and also maybe a choice that need to be done. Seriously, you cannot stay in a boring relationship or in a boring job. Maybe there's something else out there, and stay here in the middle of the road doesn't work anymore. So interesting. So what they're hiding is that process of dropping the heavy weight and realizing what is important for them. Okay, very important. And where is the major arcana now? Let's go for pile number 2. What are they hiding? Let's see. The Tower. A lot of Tower coming up in readings at the moment as well. Yeah, because I think we're coming to the end of the year, and do we want to start 2023 the same way that we finish in 2022? Maybe not. Maybe we have to rethink. I mean, I did a lot of clearing yesterday. I'm going to bring some stuff again to the charity shop. It's very minimalist with my place now, because I just don't need all that stuff, and it's important to do that. It helps your mind as well to see clearly. You start by your space, and then, you know, it has you know, consequences into your mind as well. So clearing up, knowing what is important, what is not, who is important in your life and who is not. Okay, big wake-up call. So what they're hiding is that to do in that process of cleansing, redefining themselves. Beautiful. So on this note, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.